I want to share one thing that Elizabeth Smith taught me. And I want to leave this with you as we talk about community and as I pass this baton to you, as my generation passes this baton to you. Elizabeth Smith was the wife of Mike Smith, who is the president of Homeschool Legal Defense Association. And she called me one day in the early 2000s and she said, Zan, fly up to Virginia and study with me for a few days. I said, Elizabeth, I can't do that. So it turns out Lizzie was going to a camp, my daughter, at Patrick Henry College. I said, okay, well, I'll come spend a few days while Lizzie's there. She said, come spend the week. I said, okay. She said, I want to talk to you about homeschooling being a revival movement. And I said, Elizabeth, we all want to believe wherever we are, God's involved in this revival movement. And I said, but I got no eyes to see what you're telling me. And she said, well, you're wrong. Come see me. And so she gave me all these books on revival and magazines on the history of revival. She said, Zan, homeschooling is a revival movement and God is going to use it in bigger and bigger ways. And I said, okay, Elizabeth. So I go home. We have a pastor at church that next week. And he is a world-renowned scholar on the revivals throughout the world, THD, and Vice President of Evangelism Explosion International. He's traveled the world for Christ, and he's studied. And so he came to dinner at our house. I said, Dr. Parrish, do you think homeschooling is a revival movement? And he said, well, Zan, what was the Puritan revival verse? I didn't know. He said, he will turn the hearts of the fathers to the children and the hearts of the children to their fathers. And because homeschooling is doing that, it is absolutely a revival movement. You know, it took me back to that stadium in 1972 where there are 80,000 Christians. And I think, Lord, will I ever see anything else like that in my life? And now there are millions and millions and millions of people homeschooling. If you had told me that in 1984, I would have told you, you lost your marbles. The only thing people give homeschooling moms is a hard time. And so what I want to say as we finish up is that community is at its best when it supports each other, when it's got that common mission and goal.